You sent out all those applications, you finally got something back, it's time for the interview. You're almost there. I'm Charlie Wink, and today I'm going to be teaching you how you can crush your job interview. I recently went through this process a bunch of times, and I'm just going to be sharing what I learned, some of the most valuable advice I found, and the things that helped me. The first topic I want to address is that you should be able to summarize what the company does in about 1 or 2 sentences. So you'd be surprised how many people walk into a job interview and don't even have a vague idea of what the company does. If you're spamming applications, I know it can be hard, but what you want to do is just super easy. Go to their website and look at their about page, about their mission statement, something like that, and just be able to basically regurgitate you when the recruiter asks you, oh, do you know anything about our company? You want to be able to give a concise summary of what they do and show that you understand what the company does. Some software companies may be a little bit more difficult, or these companies that are startups that are super vague on their website. Try to either look at their social media, look at their website, and if they have any videos, it can be helpful as well, or looking at people that work there, their job titles, that can give you an indication of what's going on as well. Second topic is also something that's super easy, but is overlooked by a ton of people. So any company that invites you to an interview is going to tell you who is interviewing you. So what you need to do is look them up on LinkedIn and just scroll through their LinkedIn profile and write down a couple notes. If you have anything, like literally anything in common with this person, it's a great opportunity for you to connect with them and to basically show that you prepared, as well as build some rapport with them when you walk into this interview. You know, you're just another head to them. So anything that you can do to establish a connection with a person, a similar interest, similar school, a background, like working in the same industry, literally anything is going to help you just do better in that interview. And it's not, you don't have to be fake about it. I'm not saying fake it. I'm just saying if you can establish a connection with somebody, you are going to stand out in their mind much further than someone that's just another candidate, just another face in the pool. And a great way to stand out is to connect with people. So like I said, run through the LinkedIn profile of the person that's going to be interviewing you. See if you have anything in common with them. And if you do, try and bring it up in the course of the interview. Next tip is my favorite, and I think it's really going to help get you there. So there's all these resources online that are like,
oh, the 100 most common interview questions, or like 10 questions every candidate should be prepared for.
Don't prepare for specific questions. It's a waste of time. What you need to do is look at the job qualifications. Any job description will have like bullet points that are qualifications. And when you walk in this interview, you need to embody a qualified candidate, right? You need to show that you meet these qualifications. So the best way that you can prepare for any question that they're going to ask you is to read through that section and then just have a story or two in mind from your life or work experience. For example, if the qualification for a job that I'm applying to is cold outreach, like experience with cold outreach, a story that I would tell is that when I was on my college's cycling team, I worked with our team captain to write outreach emails, and we had a list of 100 companies that we emailed and called with back and forth to basically coordinate sponsorships for the team. And you want to show people that you have a skill. You don't just want to say, oh yes, I have the skill. Look at this bullet point on my resume. You want a story that encapsulates that skill and it shows that you really can do something. It doesn't have to be from your work experience. It can be from your personal experience, but basically it's a much more powerful tool than saying that you just have it. It's much more believable. It builds credibility with people. So you want to have a story. So how do you prepare this? My recommendation to you is to look at your resume, look at the qualifications, and then just jot down a story that matches from your resume for each point, and then record yourself telling the story. So set up your phone. You don't even have to record a video. You can just record the audio and practice telling it once or twice, and it's going to improve your speaking so much. When you need to just record it and play it back. And once you do that, it's going to be second nature. When they ask you a question, you're going to have all these things in your head already locked and loaded, and you can just basically pick from your grab bag. Any question that they ask you is going to be aiming at getting to those qualification bullet points. So if you do this, there's no question that you won't be ready to answer. My final tip for you, I think this is really going to help bring it home. You want to prepare questions for the interviewer. It's going to show that you're engaged and that you're really actively thinking about yourself working here and that you did your homework, you prepared. So a rule of thumb is that you want to have enough questions for about half the allotted time of the interview. So if you have a 30-minute interview, you want to have enough questions to go for about 15 minutes. So they don't have to be super crazy stuff. A good one that I would like to ask is, why did you choose to work at this company? It kind of gives you a feel for that person and the company culture. Super easy. It can apply to really any company. Last thing, this is putting a bow on it. This is making it nice and really securing that position for you. This is going to be your last question to the interviewer. It's going to go something like this. Thank you for taking the time to talk to me today, Mr. Interviewer. I was wondering if you, based on what we talked about today, see anything that would prevent me from succeeding in this role. Why? Because this gets them to envision you working there. So it gets them actively thinking about you being in the job. Most of the time, if it went well, they're going to say no. Half the time they say no probably because they don't want even the confrontation of it. No matter what they say in response to this question, you're winning, because if they do say something, then it gives you a chance to learn what they're concerned about and respond to it. And say, oh, I can see why you would think that based on what I said. And basically reassure them that you're the guy for the job and kind of address that instead of just walking out with it hanging in the air. So that's a huge one. Highly, highly recommend you ask that at the end of any interview you have. That's all I got for you today. Hope it's helpful. Leave any questions that you have in the comments below and subscribe for more content like this. My goal is to share information that's going to make your life better. So hope you'll stick around, and I believe in you. Go get that job, Tiger. Go crush that interview.